Howdy, everyone. Matt here. I got a question for you. What do you do with those cold call DMs, those unsolicited messages in your social media with people trying to sell you stuff? Let's talk about that. First and foremost, let me introduce myself. My name is Matt, Matt's PT, coming at you with another video on another topic of something in the physical therapy world. This one, a little light, just a little out there, a little different, but it's those unsolicited cold call DMs that you get. If you're anything like me, you're creating content, you may be talking about PT services, rehab services, or things like that. You may get these random messages from people from time to time. And many of you know me from social media, from Instagram specifically. I am thankful for each and every one of you that follow me. But I just had these interesting interactions over the few years that I've had it. And I thought I would just share some of that and how I really deal with it. Now, I'm going to lead off and talk about people that one of the biggest ones I get are people that asking me legitimate rehab questions. Somebody may say, they recognize, Matt, you understand MDT, and I have a patient that's got back pain, and I've done this and I've done that, and they got this and they got that. I'm just stuck on what to do. In those cases, I'm always happy to help. I'm always happy to help with somebody because I've had others who've helped me. I get a vestibular patient. I get a neuro patient. And I have a question that I've tried as best within my scope of knowledge. And I want to make sure that this person gets the best care possible. So let me confer with someone else who is an expert. Now, if they tell me something I feel like that's outside of what I can do, I will tell the patient, hey, we need to refer you to somewhere else who has that service or that ability to do those things. And I don't think that's a bad thing whatsoever. And I found it's a good chance to actually learn from other people. So I'm not saying don't ever hit me up or anything like that. Like I said, always happy to help others. I do draw the line at a couple things. If it's just a blank, hey, what do you do for, back pain? Or, hey, here's this order. What do you do for it? I'm not going to be able to give you an answer. And I don't feel comfortable giving an answer. And you can share how you would feel in that same situation as well. But the reason is because I don't know anything about that. I don't know why it's coming on. I don't know about this person's medical history, their comorbidities, how they're moving, what they're believing, their facial expression. I can't read them. I don't know any of that. And so I can't actually provide you possibly with the best answer because there's too many unknowns for me. And I cannot safely and confidently give you an answer. And I would hope many of you would feel the same way that, it's the same thing as, when somebody comes up and be like, my shoulder hurts. What do I do for it? And it's like, well, I don't know why your shoulder is hurting because there could be many things that would be causing your shoulder to hurt. So we'll say, drawing the line at that. Again, I've had a few times that students seem to have wanted me to do their homework for them. That was kind of weird. When I had one, I just remember a story of somebody just sent me a picture of an x-ray going, what would you do for this person? I don't know. Who is this? I don't even know what's going on. So that was really weird. Now, I do want to talk about one that's interesting, and this is a bit of a warning. And it's a scam. It's called the pig slaughter scam. And what is it? If you ever grew up around a farm, and you know about with farming, that farmers who have pigs, you fatten up the pigs, you feed them, you fatten them up, and then you take them for slaughter to sell the meat. And so that's how you make money. And what it is someone targets you, and you are the pig. You are the pig who is being fattened up for slaughter. And so the slaughter is just taking your money. So what they do, it's typically this person hits you up with a cold message, just unsolicited message. And it's something, just very vague, and they're just trying to get you to start talking. And a giveaway for it is that the person messaging you is often very, very attractive. It is a very attractive person on this profile picture. And then typically, if you ever look at their page, especially like Instagram, there's not really any pictures of them. It's just like scenery or just random stuff. It's rarely ever another picture of them. Typically what it is, they've stolen a picture of an actor, or actress, or a model, or something like that, and they're using that, and they're wanting to befriend you and gain your confidence. And the reason for this is that they're going to then offer you an investment idea, an investment opportunity, a crypto opportunity. And when you go to this website and you put your money in to go into the investment or buy this crypto, it just takes your money. It doesn't steal your information, so it's not like it's a fraudulent website. It's a legitimate website. It's just that they just take your money when you pay it and then they disappear. That's what it is. So, I mean, overall for those, the best thing to do is just delete, just don't even pay. As soon as I see that and just kind of, you look at the profile like, nope, not dealing with it, gone. So I get that one. One of the other ones I get are people who are selling services. And I don't know if you are like this. You can share what you believe, your opinion about this. But people that are selling a service and they hit up to say, hi, I can do this and I can do that for you. Are you interested in it? And I'm going to say from my perspective, I'm not very likely to just purchase a service from somebody blindly. That it's, you just sent me a DM and I don't know anything about you. I don't even know if I'm looking for this service. I can't look up reviews. I don't know if it's just a scam. I don't know anything about this. And it just comes up. And I would say if I'm wanting to actually purchase that service or something like that, I'm going to go through maybe a reputable source, something I can look up, legitimate reviews. I know if I pay for it and the services are not met, I can dispute the charges rather than just giving somebody money and just hoping for the best. Now, I've had the most interesting interactions with some of those people because really it seems like it's often somebody who took a course and then they just typed in like physical therapist or PT and just found a bunch of profiles and just sent all these messages. Now, the funniest ones I get are ones that say, I'm helping chiropractors in your area. I ask them straight up, did you look at my bio or even my handle? Like, you'll see pretty quickly, I'm not a chiro. Like, my handle has PT in it. And many of them from that point go, oh, they realize this kind of the mistake that they did, and they go away. I did have a very interesting interaction. Now, I will say, if they're going to cold call and just hit up, I tell them, look, I'll give you some business advice. Make your page at least about what you do. If you're doing copywriting or video editing or thumbnail creation, at least make your profile like showcase your work. I've had them that's just like it's just their personal page. I'm not going to purchase from you as well. I don't even see your work. This is probably one of the funniest one. And I kept this one going on for too long. But this guy sends me a thing and he's like, hey, I like your content and da-da-da-da-da. And then he wrote something in there like something along being the nation of one and da-da-da. And I went, and I wrote on there, I said, what does that mean? He goes, oh, I'm sorry. I was listening to some song and I accidentally wrote the lyrics. So I wrote back and said, so your first interaction, you had a grammatical error in it, and yet you want me to purchase your services for marketing or copywriting or whatever when the first interaction with me has an error in it. And then he got all upset and kind of going back and forth. I'm like, no. How am I going to trust you if your first interaction with me has a blatant error in it? And then he was getting upset. And then he goes, well, you're not even in my demographic. I'm like, so you don't even know your demographic. You reached out to me. You didn't do your research. So anyway, that was a funny one. But anyway, I tell them, hey, if you're going to come to me on these things, at least make sure that your stuff looks good and presentable to me. Now, I will say, people have asked, well, how do I even deal with all this? This is something I started doing a few years ago because, again, I would have these things that people would send me a thing to say, hey, love your content. is this the best place to ask a question? And the response is, sure, you can ask all the questions that you want, but answers are $50 each. That typically weeds out a lot of these people that are just coming with these things just to pretty much, like I said, waste your time on it. It's almost like the door-to-door salesman that come knock on your door, and those people that put the no soliciting signs up, or the ones that's like, hey, if you want to talk to me, it's $50 a minute. It's kind of along the same lines. It weeds them out really, really quickly. Now, that's what I do for it. No, but like I said, I've actually had some legitimate companies and legitimate things that have come from that. So I'm not saying to not ever message, but that's what I do. I just thought I would keep this a little light, talk about just some random thing that I deal with and that you probably and may or may not deal with from time to time, but you can share your experiences. Have you ever dealt with this? How do you deal with it? Has something good ever come from it? Have you hey, I'm going to take an offer up on this, and you ended up with something pretty interesting? Just share your story on there. So there you go. That's, like I said, thought I would share that one. So like always, everyone, take care of yourselves. Take care of your patients. I'll see you next time.